US President Donald Trump has ordered a broad review of asylum cases approved under former President Joe Biden and green cards issued to citizens of 19 countries. The move came as U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services announced new guidance tightening screening standards in the wake of the shooting of 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. by an Afghan national who entered the country in 2021. Officials said that the 19 affected countries match those listed in a June presidential proclamation imposing full or partial entry suspensions. Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, the Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan and Venezuela. These are those 19 countries. This will disproportionately affect Indian nationals due to the country's high demand for employment-based green cards. Over 1 million Indians, including dependents, are in the backlog, facing waits of decades under the 7% country cap on the 140,000 annual EB visas. Indian applicants dominated the EB2 advanced degrees and EB3 or skilled workers categories, where backlogs have reached 80+ years in projections. Now, in fact, let's take a look at the order and if it affects India. So, this order actually includes 19 countries on this order on green cards, and will India be affected? Let's look at this. The Trump order on green cards, India is excluded from this Trump's 19 country green card review list. So, fortunately for India, there will be no impact for Indians holding a green card. Now, which are the affected countries? Among the 19 countries are Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Congo, Brazzaville, Cuba, Equatorial Guinea, Haiti, Iran, Laos, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Togo, Turkmenistan, Venezuela, Yemen and Burundi. So, these are some of the 19 countries that will actually be affected by Trump's order on green cards. Now, Indian green card holders face zero risk of revocation. So, like we have been mentioning that Indian green card holders will not be affected by this order. The impact will be of this entire order on green cards. It is actually targeting 233,000 refugees or asylum seekers who were actually present in the country. So, this order on green cards will have the most impact on these people. Then also there will be delays for the 19 country holders. So, the 19 countries that we told you earlier, these countries will also face delays going forward for those people who have actually applied for the green cards now. No Indian permanent residents will undergo re-examination or checks. So, as per this order on green cards, these 19 countries and people who have received their green cards may undergo re-examination and further checks by the US government. However, Indians, since they are not being impacted, they will not be undergoing any such checks. Now, order reviews, the Biden era asylum approvals suspends Afghan applications indefinitely. So, what has happened is during the Biden administration, a lot of Afghans actually came to the US seeking asylum when the Taliban took over in 2021, and these were granted special immigration visas because their life was under threat. And now the Trump administration is saying that we will in fact review all those people who have come under those programs. These were mostly people who assisted the US forces in Afghanistan. So, they may be translators or Afghan special forces members or Afghan army forces members who were there. Now, existing 2.7 million Indian green card will remain completely safe. So, like we have been mentioning that the Indian green card holders will be safe from this impact. Now, pending Indian employment based applications continue without added scrutiny. So, even if employment based you have an application that is based on employment that is in front of the US government, that will not be impacted at all, and that will not face any more scrutiny or delays. Now, family sponsored Indian green card cases are also unaffected by new orders. So, if there are any family oriented or sponsored Indian green card holders, they will also not be affected. So, clearly good news for Indians. However, this will see a lot of effect on those people from those 19 countries listed. Joining us on the broadcast is my colleague Brian Thomas with more details on the story. Brian, we are obviously seeing that even though Indians are seeing no impact due to this order on green cards, however, a lot of people will be affected, a lot of asylum seekers who have been there, a lot of refugees who are in the country will be facing a lot of impact because of this order on green cards, Brian.
Well, yes, clearly US President Donald Trump has ordered a sweeping re-examination of all asylum cases approved under the previous administration and all green card granted to nationals of 19 countries of concern. Now, the review directed by the USCIS that we've been speaking earlier also, under its director Joseph Edlaw, comes in the wake of a fatal shooting that happened in Washington by an Afghan national. Now, clearly, the agency has all suspended immigration applications from Afghan nationals, and new guidance allows the USCIS to officers to treat country-specific factors as significant negative considerations when evaluating visa or residential application. Very rightly mentioned, yes, the 19 country list includes Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan and Venezuela itself. And clearly even the USCIS has also said that the review implies immediately to pending or newly filed cases from these countries and will also involve more stringent vetting, including assessing the strength of identity document issuance, background check cooperations, and other security factors itself. Yes.